great to get a chance to speak with you. And right off the top, my friend, congratulations. 40 years of Canadian Music Week. Did you ever think that when you were part of the folks that put this together, that we would be talking 4 decades of bringing the best together from the music industry, from Canada, US, around the world, bringing them here to this city, Toronto, and of course across Canada, and just being able to showcase and present great music.
No, never. I never thought that far ahead. I mean, when we started, it was day to day because everything was tight. And even the first probably the first decade, it was always looking at the year-end books and trying to figure out how we're going to make it next year. But I managed to do some side gigs and side hustles so I could keep it going. And then it sort of got into into its own sort of steam, and it became better known. And yeah, so things are good. Now this 2-year COVID layoff definitely put a crimp on our style, no question about it. So so you're going to have to forgive us if we're not the same monster event we have been, but I think the quality is still there. So the speakers are really good, and this festival's a little tighter, but it's still 6 days long, and it's in person, and yeah, so it's all good. I'm happy about where we're at this moment.
So am I. Look, I'm not going to complain about what was going on virtually because if that did not happen, I don't think I would have become the host for CMW's Virtual Voices
Well,
presented
that
by
was
RBC Music. So I'm not complaining.
no, nor am I. So I mean that did open up that opportunity, and I think that and it's moving on because they're back. So um, it'll continue, and it's a needed addition to the industry, us providing sort of up-to-date information and access to some of the professional business people that maybe these young musicians wouldn't get a chance to meet. But now they get to hear and see and learn directly from their mistakes and their lives and their careers. So yeah, so I think it's a really it's a good series, and we're looking forward to jumping back in the saddle and
Def,
rolling on
def,
with it. Yeah.
Definitely, and it's so great that bringing people back together again. Let's break this down with Canadian Music Week because there are so many segments from showcasing to speakers. How is this going to work this year for the 40th anniversary?
Okay, so in a nutshell, the two biggest components are the conference, as you well know, and that is it's a 4-day conference. It goes from Tuesday to Friday, and the first day is radio, and radio is actually back in a big way. So that it's a dedicated day to radio. Um, the music summit starts on the Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. 3 days. The first day is more sort of music tech. The second day is Creators Summit, which is publishers, writers, songwriters, composers, sync agents, music supervisors, anybody in that realm where they're putting music to film or music to video or music to games or music to anything really. So they'll all be there. And then on the Friday is the live music summit, and that is agents, promoters, venues, festivals, managers, anybody that touches a live, I want to say touches a plant because we just finished a cannabis show, but got nothing to do with that, but touches the actual artists. So that is probably most artists probably will attend that day.
Definitely, because on that day too, at the Elmo Combo, there are going to be award shows happening, and I
Yeah,
know the
so
folks that I'm with, the Lemon Stage, they're going to be up for 3 awards.
terrific. So there's actually there's actually 3 award shows this
That's right.
year. So the first one is the Sync Awards, and that's going to happen on the Thursday night at the El Macambo. And that happens, cocktails at 4:30, the awards are 5 till 7. Then people will head off to clubs or dinner or whatever they got planned. There's some after parties happening, but so there's lots of stuff going on there. Friday, of course, after the live day is live music awards. Makes sense.
That's the
So
one.
most people will head over there again. It's an early 4:30 to 7 kind of a cocktails and awards. And again, we got out of the big dinner, so that's not happening this year. And then on the Saturday is the Indie Awards, which is those first 2 are more of an industry focused event. Not to say there's lots of bands playing them, so there's if you're just a music fan, you'd still enjoy it. But then on Saturday is the Indie Awards, and that is all music top to bottom. And that's a regular show at night, and it culminates with Hall of Fame with the Brand Van 3000 being inducted in the Hall of Fame, and they're going to do an extended set at the end like a party. So,
Another big name I want to throw out, Chuck D is going to be involved with in some way too.
Chuck this is a new award for Canadian Music Week, but since we have a diversity and inclusionary, equity committee, this award recognizes social justice. So it's the Social Justice Honors Award going to Chuck D for speaking truth to power.
One of the other big things that happens also, of course, they're going to be shows and performances with a lot of artists. What's going on with that?
Okay, so there's about a couple hundred bands in town, and they'll be playing Monday through Saturday night at a smaller, tighter group of clubs that we've taken over. But other clubs are participating because we want to help every club come back to life. So if they've reached out to us, we have included them in the umbrella of events, and hopefully they'll accept our wristbands, and then people will get to sample some other stuff that wasn't on the menu at the beginning. So yeah, so it's all good.
Let's get right into that, because that's probably the most important thing, because I've had people, contacting me going, some people who didn't even know anything about Canadian Music Week, which blows my mind. And they're like, well, how do I get involved? How do I get involved? I always tell them, go to the website, but I'm going to let you talk about that. And how is it broken down for folks who either want to be at some of these award shows or see some of these bands? One of the most important things you just mentioned, the wristband.
Right. So the public can go to our website, which is cmw.net. And there's a ticket page there, of course, and the sort of full menu of items they can buy or attain is there. So registrations, award tickets, or Festband for the festival wristbands, they can club hop for 6 days with that wristband. So all those components are there, a little smaller, but they're a little cheaper this year than they normally are. We understand that money's tight, as well as nervousness about going out. So as far as protocol, we're not enforcing anything beyond what the government is doing, but we're encouraging people, if they feel more comfortable in masks, that it's certainly warranted and acceptable. We're not discouraging anything like that. So, but we're just being compliant with the current rules.
Amazing.
So that's sort of it. Yeah, so that's how they can be involved. Problem with the conference for the public is we don't have individual tickets on for, say, a Chuck D or Merck Mercuriadis or Jeffrey Remedius is speaking this year. There's no individual tickets for those. We probably will bring those back in the future, but we're in a limited size capacity hotel, where the hotel this year, the host hotel is the Intercontinental on Front Street at the corner of Simcoe and Front, right next to the MTCC Center. So beautiful hotel.
Yes.
Great lobby bar, could hang. But the capacity of the rooms is a lot tighter than we're used to, because normally we're at the Sheraton or the Westin Harbor Castle. Yeah. So, but again, it was one of those things. Everybody came back at the same time. There's a million conferences, different industries, of course, but to compete with, you know what I mean? So they're sort of bunched up in the second quarter of this year, and they continue to bunch up as it goes later. So it'll be a busy year. I think people will have the opportunity to get out and have fun. So we were at the El Mocambo last night. It was packed.
Yep.
Saturday night with USS, and we had a great time. So yeah, so there's quite a lot of shows, and you know, 3 of our biggest award shows are outside the hotel. They're in the El Mocambo this year. So we're encouraging the public to take part.
Absolutely, and they should. And here's the thing. Even if folks for some reason can't get in somewhere, whatever else, just being even outside the hotel, you never know what's going to happen, who's going to appear. I've said this once and I've said it 1,000 times. The biggest party, the biggest fun, and the biggest learning experience I have had throughout my career has always been going to CMW. Even when I just hung out in the lobby, there was always something happening, always somebody to talk to. And like I said, it's a great learning experience. One more time, website, where do we go to get all the information?
All right. It's very simple. It's CMW, short for Canadian Music Week.net. And there's a very easy navigable web menu at the top that you can drop down, and you can explore and learn about the bands that are playing, read the bios of the speakers that are coming into town, and get a sort of big picture idea of what you want to do and planning ahead. So it's all there.
It's going to be fun, and I get to host for 2 days down there, too, in one of the rooms. I'm looking forward to that. This is going to be amazing. Neill, again, congratulations on 40 years. Cannot wait to see what's going to happen next year when things really open up. Either way, this is going to be a celebration. Congratulations.
Thanks so much. Thank you. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to seeing you, too, in person.